Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to another studio video. So I used to have KRK speakers, and when I sold them with the speaker stands that they actually came with, and now my speakers are just sitting on my desk. And then I figured out that I can actually use cinder blocks as speaker stands. And I noticed that big studios are using this DIY method to use cinder blocks as studio monitor stands, and I was like, yo, let me try this out and see how that's gonna sound. So we're gonna check it out together and see if it's gonna sound any different from me placing them on my desk. Okay, so good thing we've got some cinder blocks out here, and I'm not sure how many exactly I am gonna need, so I'm gonna have to get some of these and then get them inside the house. Okay, so I've got the cinder blocks inside the house. You can see them right here. I've got this one here and this one here. So now I just need to make sure that I maybe stack one on top of the other, like maybe this one on top of this one like this, and check the height. And I can already see the height that it's kind of almost the same height, as just like a little bit higher than my desk. So that's okay, but it's not as high as that, which is why I brought in these other ones as well. So I'm also just gonna maybe grab this one and then maybe put it right here on top like this, and then it can sit like that. So it looks like this, then they're gonna look like that. Whew. These are actually mad heavy, but the problem is they're kind of dirty because they're coming from outside, but that doesn't matter. So you can see here how they're looking like. There we go. So that already kind of looks like a stand, and then now is just to get this speaker onto here, or maybe just make sure that I figure out how to place, you know, where I want to place it, and just move it correctly where I want it to sit. Okay, now I need to move this on like kind of the same angle as I have the speaker here. So I'll want to move it to the side a bit like this. There we go, like that. I think that's good enough. And then next I'm gonna grab the speaker and I'm gonna use this and put it on top like this. But what I'm figuring out now is I might need to rotate them so that this side it points that way like this. Yeah, that's the best way, like this. There we go. And then I can just lift these and put this here. This will also give a little bit more height, right? And then I can put the speaker on top. There we go. And now I have to do the next set of bricks. I also have to do some cleanup as well. Okay, so now I have these DIY cheap as hell stands set up. Now the issue now is what to do with this piece of wood here. So I think what I'll do is I'll remove my monitor from right here and remove that, and then it can maybe sit on top of this unit here. So I can just remove this, that, and let me put it down, bro. And I can remove that like this, and then put my monitor right here. There we go. Now look at that. So there they are right there, sitting on the cinder block. So if you don't have speaker stands and you also don't want to keep your speakers on like your desk, or maybe you don't have a big enough desk, then you can definitely use some cinder blocks like what I did right here. If I'm being honest, it depends with the kind of cinder blocks that you're gonna find or the ones that you have. For me, I could only find this size, and I'm not gonna lie, they are sturdy, but I'm gonna have to maybe see if I would find maybe more, or maybe a thicker kind of cinder block that would that can be sturdy, because this can still be tipped over and everything can actually fall, and you know the speakers can also fall, so you also still have to be careful. But freestanding like this, is okay, but you can still tip them and everything can fall. So you just need to make sure that, you know, you don't mess with them. You leave them as they are. You don't like, you know, try and do anything with them. But I'm sure you can see that it's kind of rocking a little bit here. And I also just use the foam just to decouple from the block itself, because I also don't want the cinder block to scratch the speakers. So now time to just sit and maybe take a listen. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, how do I feel? Did it change the sound? And how do I feel about this new setup? It sounds way more different than I was actually anticipating. It actually sounds way more different. Like, I feel like the low end frequencies, they are better at the distance where the speakers are, because the speakers are obviously in more of a distance than they were in the beginning. So I feel like the bass is a bit more pronounced. I can hear it in a few compositions of mine that I've been listening to, that I can feel the kick hit harder. I can feel the bass to be a little bit better. And just also the stereo width is even much better, because having them sitting here like this on these cinder blocks, DIY stands, cheap stands, spread them out a little bit further. So I feel like this is a good position. So if I eventually maybe buy stands, I think this would be a really awesome place to set up my speakers. I can feel my low end is better. I can feel my stereo width is even better, just listening to, you know, music that I always listen to, that I've listened to before, and it does sound really good. But I hope you found this super interesting and super helpful. But this is just a DIY way that I wanted to share with you. If you want to try it out, let me know what you think. So there's no more resonance that is being caused from the desk and anything else here. It's totally decoupled and they're standing on their own. I'm sure the floor is not giving any resonance because it's a solid tiled floor. So I don't think I have to worry about that as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. I'm X and I'm out. Peace.